What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got a special live before lock. They're all special. They're all special. Today we're joined by our friend George. George, how are we doing, sir?
Good. Excited to get into the slate as always.
Yeah, we got a fun one.
I got myself short there. I thought I was going to go on a bit more of a tangent, but yeah, there we go.
It did sound like you were going to. It sounded like you were going to keep going, and then you paused. So I was like, all right, I got you. All right, I can never tell. I know we like to do this joke all the time about Embiid being out. So now I'm like double checking to see if he is out. He's not. All right, that hasn't actually been reported. But I do appreciate the bits. Listen, this is what we're doing. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag George into the chat for our guy for joining us today. We're going to give away a rare tier card. We're already at 75 live viewers. If we hit that sweet 200, if we get to 200 live viewers, we'll give away a second rare tier card. And I guess we are throwing it away because I am throwing it away from my account. So we will give one of those away. So like the stream, subscribe, hashtag George. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to hit you with as much of the injury news as I can, as fast as I can, so then we can dive into some projections. We're actually going to be using our friend, Mr. Andrew Lardino's Sorare Data's projections today. We'll be back on the Momentum Labs train next week. And I'm not going to announce, I'm not going to announce it, but you'll understand why in a couple of days. Real quick, let's hit some of these injury stuff. I'm going to head over to Underdog Fantasy. Let me do a quick refresh because I know some other info just came out. Giannis is in. Embiid is still questionable. LeBron is still questionable. AD is probable. Booker's in. Bradley Beal is now out for like another couple of weeks, and then they're going to just reevaluate it. It looks bad. Jaylen Brown and Porzingis are both in. Donovan's questionable. Garland's questionable. DeRozan's questionable. RJ, I thought we just saw an update on him. I know Quentin Grimes is ruled out. RJ's a game-time decision. There you go. OG Anunoby is doubtful for the Raptors. Hayward's available. Brandon Miller's available. And that piece of shit, Miles Bridges, is also available. Jalen Suggs is a game-time decision. Keldon Johnson's in. I'm just going to scroll through quickly for some of these other teams just so we know. Marjan Beauchamp actually just got ruled out. Jay Crowder we know is out. Let me just see. Scary Terry's still out. DeLon Wright is injured. We got Embiid questionable. Batum out. Kelly Oubre obviously hit by the car. Jalen Duren's still out. Marvin Bagley now questionable as he's got a little cold. We already talked about the Cavs, the Celtics. Oh, Al Horford's also available. The Raptors, we had still got Thad Young and Otto Porter out. I don't know if that matters at all. Trey Lyles is injured, but he's supposed to be back soon. That's something to monitor. This is what I wanted to get to. Devin Vassell is ruled out already, but so is Trey Jones. So I don't know. I don't know if that's Malachi Branham or what. Markelle Fultz is still out. Suggs we already talked about. Caruso looks like he's returning. Jamal Murray and Conchar still out. Let's see. Anything else that's of importance here? LeBron will be obviously a big one. Brogdon's still out. I know he got a Q tag the other day, but he's still out. And I think that's it. Daniel Tice. There was some Daniel Tice thing that I saw over here. What was that?
Yeah, I think he's signed for the Clippers now.
He's officially signed. That's what happened.
I believe so.
All right.
Wrong.
Here, no, that sounds right. That Daniel Tice has officially signed. Oh, expected to be available. So there you go. That is most of our injury news heading in to the game week. We did it. How are we feeling, George, about this game week?
I am feeling somewhat conflicted. I don't know where I'm going to be putting my best lineup. Is the current issue that I've got. I did my standard game week video. I did film that 2 days ago, but we done it nonetheless, and I still have not decided where I'm going to prioritize this week. So that's me.
Well, that's the goal then. That's the goal for today's show, is to help George prioritize. I don't give a shit about anybody else's questions. It's just figuring out who George is going to play and where is he going to play him. If you're just joining us, just a reminder, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag George. So what we're going to do now, we're going to dive into Sorare data over here. We're going to go to the Game Week Center. We've got this sorted here by the difference. So instead of what we typically do, right, is we start at the bottom, as Drake would say, and work our way to here. Instead, what we're going to do is just see who is popping the most on their values. And then we can talk a little bit about that. We can look at who has like multiple games this week and all that shit. Because I know we've got some back-to-backs. We had a lot of in-season stuff tonight too, which we can talk about as well. But here we go. The first guys that are popping here, we'll just do this big first 5 or 6 or whatever. We got Skylar Mays, whose cap's slowly coming up, right? He's got an L10 at 20, but no Brogdon, no Simons, no Scoot, just no good basketball players for the Trailblazers. So Skylar Mays, like, legit has been playing pretty solid. You got Rocco for the Sixers, who's been playing pretty well without, and there's no Batum, so he's going to be a little bit more available. We got Bismack Biyombo, who continues to project really well. I feel like the Bismack run has slowed down a little bit. I don't know, like, how much of a smash he still is, but they still have him as a plus 11. You got Pat Bev. I'm not going to say anything positive about Pat Bev. Keontae George, the rookie from Utah. Baji from Utah. We'll stop right there with those guys. Is there, I mean, outside of the obvious of Skylar Mays just being a great play, how are we feeling about these, like, smash value guys?
None of them scream smash value to me is the issue. Like, normally I think this is the first week since the start of season 2 where there isn't one where I'm like, yeah, he's going to be the cheat code this week. There isn't one that stands out to me. I think it's all a bit of, not mediocre, but it's a bit meh. Like, if Rocco is the second best one, it's a bit of an issue, is how I see it. But yeah.
Yeah, Rocco came out and played like really strong basketball against the Celtics in that first half of that game the other night. But I haven't trusted Rocco's fantasy production in 3 years, so it's not going to be tonight. I think of this range, like, I do love both of these Utah guys, Babaji and Keontae George. Keontae George, I know it's a little bit harder to come by that card just because it's a rookie. I think Skylar is obviously the best play, but he's, priced up accordingly. So I think Skylar, Biyombo, and the 2 Utah guys. I'm fading the Philly guys. I don't really trust what's going on here with Pat Bev and Rocco. As we scroll down, Wiggins only has 1 game this week. He has been awful.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's confusing.
This is like his time to take over. Like, if there's going to be a length of game with Draymond out, you're like, okay, Wiggins now, right? Like 10 games in now. Come on. And it's just, no, it's not happening at all for him. So
yeah, I don't. It's really weird. I will say Steph. They announced today Steph is questionable for tomorrow, but we know they don't have Draymond. Kevon Looney looked great fantasy wise yesterday without Draymond. Dario Saric continues to be solid in that role too with no Draymond. But yeah, I don't. Wiggins is uncomfortable. Zion's cap has dropped all the way down to 31. He projects 40. I feel like we're going to get a breakout Zion game at some point, but maybe that's just me wishing my bags well. Siakam's cap is all the way down to 33. Though last time the Raptors played the Celtics tonight, last time they played, it was a blowout, so it's kind of hard to gauge like how great the matchup is. Then you have Jordan Poole. I don't know, George, do you need to do like a 25-minute therapeutic session on Jordan Poole?
No, I tell you what, I've never been more bullish on Jordan Poole than this week. Ruby Rose is in DC, and you know what that means. Jordan Poole, whenever there's a battle courtside, Jordan Poole's putting up 35 points tonight. So smash that over on Underdog, whatever you do, whatever you play it. That is, do you know what? I'd almost say that is financial advice. It's that strong with Ruby Rose sitting there. I'm not gonna.
I know. I saw that tweet going around, and there you go. Easy money right there. Easy money. We get some more Raptors. I will say, I want to shout out our guy Top Shot Tesla, who I don't think is in the chat for this show, but is normally in the chat. And he was saying, boots on the ground in Toronto, was saying that he thinks we're going to see Jakob Poeltl's minutes slowly get limited. just because he's been playing kind of bad. And so maybe it's Chris Boucher season. I see he's going to cap a 13 and projection of 21. Pirtle still projects really well. So maybe that's something you just monitor moving forward. But something to monitor. We get Jordan Clarkson. I don't know anybody in this like range of bros that we just talked about that has got you somewhat excited besides Jordan Poole, who's obviously excited.
Jordan Clarkson was on my list of who I was going to speak about tonight, primarily just because he's been a bit of a heater recently. He's been putting up some 40-point scores.
And he's got the Suns tonight, right?
Yeah, he has the Suns tonight, who are obviously going to be mourning the loss of Bradley Beal for another 3 weeks and them never playing the big three. But
yeah,
the other guy I think that is, I wouldn't say a banker pick, but someone that's quite interested in where his cap is and where he's projecting just for the usage rate is Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm not sure where he's on this sort of projections from, because I think Sorare that use RotoWire is the one. But Spencer Dinwiddie, he's only got the one game, which is the riskier part to it when there's a lot of teams that are playing twice this weekend. But I think he's an interesting one. He's kind of affordable in that sense as well on the limited side. He's a couple of dollars. So I think he's an interesting pick.
Yeah, no, I like that. I wanted to shut up. Like the Cleveland situation's interesting because I don't know what time that game is. Actually, who's Cleveland playing? They're playing Detroit. We should get that before lock. Because if one of like Donovan Mitchell, you always play Donovan if you have him, right? But if Donovan sits Garland and Garland plays, Garland becomes a smash and vice versa. And if they both sit, I mean, Karis LeVert goes for $1 million. So hopefully we do get that information before lock, because I do think that would be super helpful. Borland, shout out Eric Gordon. I know Gordon's been pretty solid. And now with Bradley Beal going to miss a little bit more time. I'm seeing DeAnthony Melton down here. I like him as well. He's been playing really well the last couple of games. But one higher cap guy, MVP caliber-esque LaMelo. LaMelo's kind of like snapped out of it a little bit. I know they got Bridges back. I know everyone is healthy for them right now, but besides Scary Terry, but they're playing the Bucks, and I know the Bucks last game against the Raptors didn't really have a guard light them up, but man, it's just week in and week out this happens, and LaMelo is just set up for just, I would say, like a top 5 fantasy performance out of everybody tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing in terms of Luka this week. Like Luka's got the Bucks on the Sunday, I want to say Saturday evening, Sunday night. Just like Luka against this backcourt of the Bucks is you're genuinely expecting like 75 Sorare points out of that sort of guy. So
yeah, I like that. All right, let me just scroll down a little bit more. We talked about Marvin Bagley a little bit. Koulibaly's fine. Sabonis's cap has come down to 41, and he's been on a heater lately. I feel like he's just been cooking. I'm a little bit nervous about this Spurs matchup, not because the Spurs are going to slow down the Kings, but that the game might be over in the third quarter. I've heard some talk too. He's not popping up here. Jaden Springer. It seems like all these Sixers guys are popping. I see like Jalen McDaniels here too.
I think the Springer stuff is because Nick Nurse was like, well, he's earned some minutes, but he didn't say like, wait, it could be just 4 minutes. Like no one knows what his actual rotation is going to be.
Yeah.
And I think the issue with them is that if in the first game he stinks it up, that's him done. He's not going to play in the second game. Like they're not just going to throw him back in there again. He'll just get rested again for a while.
He's got one shot at it.
Yeah, I think that's normally the case when they just try and integrate someone new. I don't think he's all of a sudden going to be getting big minutes. So
yeah,
we're on the side of caution for that one.
Okay. Cade Cunningham's been playing dog shit basketball. His cap is 30 right now. So I mean, what's nice about these situations, Zion's like this, Cade is like this, is that they are like, if you told me 3 months from now their cap is 48, I'd believe you. And you can play like both of those guys together in a contender lineup right now, which is kind of nuts. However, they've been playing really bad, so you got to keep that in mind. I will say all sites that I use are projecting Devin Vassell to play their second game, to play the second game for the Spurs, even though he's missing this one. Go ahead.
I think that's like a common thing as well. I see, because I always see it with Jared Vanderbilt. All of the sites and like even just like projection sites of all of these all think like Vanderbilt is going to play the second game every week, even though there's like no news whatsoever. So like, again, if people are watching this and you're doing your projections on these sort of sites, just again, be cautious of it. Yeah,
I agree with that. They do that all the time. I think I'd still rock with Vassell. I am right. He's in my contender lineup. I'm still going to rock with Vassell. He was playing pretty well last couple of games, and I think he's okay. I think this is more of like a rest type situation. So, but yeah, at your own risk. All right, let me just reset this here because we got quite a few more people in here. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag George. You have to like the stream and you have to subscribe in order for this to actually work. So you got to do both of those things. We're going to give away a rare tier card here at the end of the show. We're also 84 more live viewers away from giving away a second rare tier card. So go ahead and share this shit if you haven't done it. Create some bot accounts. I don't care. Do whatever you need to do to get us up over 200 because I would like to give away 2 cards. And I think one of them is going to be a Derek Jones Jr., which is like a useful rare card,
that's
right?
That's a solid option. That.
Yeah, and Borland, great point. You have to like the stream, you have to subscribe, you got to put hashtag George, and you have to like George. I agree with that as well. All right, we'll go back.
It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask for all 3 there.
it's a lot, but we're giving away stuff. The least they can do is like you. All right, we got Terrence Mann back in the starting lineup for the Clippers. Russ going to the bench. I need like a full hour to talk about the Russ reporting of being like, dude, oh my God, I can't believe he gave his life. Like it made it seem like he was Jesus Christ for saying like, oh yeah, I'll go to the bench. I'm like, what? God,
the man's PR since like the last like calendar year has been unbelievable.
It's crazy
that it's had for it. But yeah,
it's crazy. Anyway, so I don't know if there's anything else that like really stood out that I needed to hit. We're now starting to get over guys that are like 4 up over their cap. Do you think we did like a pretty good job of hitting up the slate? And you're like, is there anything that we haven't talked about yet for this game week that you're like, oh, we should probably hit that up?
In terms of if Terrence Mann was now going to be a solid option, was one that I was going to say, because I was actually at my like computer. I was by my desk when the news broke and I got the underdog notification. I was like, 4D chess, I'm going to snag a Terrence Mann. And then like as soon as I click buy, I'm like, is he not still just Terrence Mann and he's never going to get the ball in this lineup anyway? But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's a great basketball upgrade. Like I think Mann entering the starting lineup is good for Clippers and winning games. But I mean, I think he's going to be standing in the corner and then he's going to be playing defense because offensively, I don't know what he's going to be doing.
I just saw Marcus Smart expected to miss multiple weeks. And not to steal your whole flow on the underdog thing, but I am shocked to see that Gary Trent Jr. is playing because that man loves an injury like nobody else. So the fact that he's playing is a big win for me in terms of some of my lineups. So let me just resolve some of those now. But yeah.
Yeah, so OG officially out, Gary Trent officially in, and then like you said, Marcus Smart to miss a couple of weeks, which it felt like that was happening. I was watching that game live when that went down. I was like, oh no, that looked bad. So I hope Marcus gets well soon.
It's a shame because the Grizzlies have been really good this year as well. So
God.
Yes, great for them.
Grizzlies have been so bad. All right, before we get into everybody's questions, just a reminder, like the stream, subscribe, and hashtag George. Yeah, it might be Gilliard season. You're right, J14 Bay. I'm going to just show you what I'm rolling out here for my game week. I don't think I'm making any other changes. So I know you were saying you don't know where you're going to put your cards yet. I'm starting with the in-season tournament because right now I'm in 86, so I'm going to just ride this thing till I die. We've got AD as the MVP. We got Maxey in there. I can't believe Maxey's cap is 51.
Yes, man.
And then I needed 3-year 2 cards, and I can't use my Kyrie this time around. So we went DeAndre Ayton, Zion Williamson, and then DeAnthony Melton for that last one. And Melton, I like that. At these caps, I mean, Ayton's the one that makes me the most concerned, like the most nervous, but I don't really have a lot of other options. So we're gonna ride that out. That's how do we feel?
I think Ayton projects quite well, is what I was seeing from terms of it. And like, I also think the Lakers matchup for him is not as bad as you would think. Like, if you go match up against the Lakers and AD, I still think he's gonna do well. My only concern is that if he doesn't start great, Ayton seems to just ghost games quite a while.
100%, yeah.
That's the worry of it. But choosing how that game's going to go is like, you just can't predict that. I don't feel like it in terms of where the Lakers, what type of Lakers you're going to get is the issue for it. But no, I like that. I mean, you're 86. How much money is that right now then?
So 86 is $75, but I'm like 4 points away from doubling that, and then 15 points away from like triple. It's like 75, 150, 250. And I'm like very close to 250. Yeah. So
your situation 100% is prioritizing that.
Yeah. So, and I think too, what I like about this lineup right here is I think this lineup has crazy ceiling. But if it doesn't pop, this feels like a droppable week for me. So it's like, okay, we'll just roll this out and see what happens. So that's where we lost internet connection.
We're still here.
Yeah, we're still here though. What's going on? So rare. That's weird. All right, hold on. I'm glad I'm still here though. Once that happened, I was like, shit, my stream probably froze.
No,
Uh,
I'll in terms of my in-season tournament lineup, so the I would share my whole screen, but I still haven't.
the
I have it
Firefox.
across two. I have it across two different setups. It's a whole sham.
There
We
you
can get
go.
into that
Hell
another
yeah.
time for it on stream. But the one that I currently have is Giannis is my MVP, just the limited version. Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, and then a sneak peek at a reward that I won that I haven't yet put the video out. I won a Harrison Barnes rare card, so I'm going to throw him in there at 18. He fits the cap for it. But I mean, Giannis, Embiid, and Jaylen Brown, I feel should all be pretty solid for it.
That feels way better than my lineup. This happens every week though. People like read out their lineups, and then I don't hit home runs, but I hit doubles. Like my lineups just hit. Go ahead. Sorry.
I've not done too great in the in-season tournament the past couple of weeks, and I feel like it's because I've been like, I don't want to like leave it there, but I don't want to prioritize it.
Yeah.
And I've been winning elsewhere, so I've kind of been like justified in the fact that I've slowly slipped a little bit down. But this week is one that I need to catch up on. So
there you go. I'm just gonna show you the rare, the rare contender and rare champ. I think I did rare. I don't know the order I did it, but here we go. We got Kyrie, Bam. Actually, now I can get Steph in there. I was nervous I couldn't play Steph, but I don't even know where I'd put him now. Well, anyways, whatever. Kyrie, who they said will play tomorrow. Bam, Mark Williams, our friend Aiton again. And then I just threw Gillespie in here because I needed a salary saver. I could get up to 12, it looks like, but I'm not even going to mess around with it. I know there's some concern that Gillespie might be out of the rotation, but I still think he's fine. And then in rare contender, we dropped Zion, Devin Vassell, Giddey, Biyombo, and then there he is, that beautiful Gillespie one more time. So those are the rare cards that I'm running out.
Giddey at 25 seems nuts, but like it's the same on some of these players that last year just were really, really strong, and now this year just don't. Like Andrew Wiggins at 16,
oh my god,
just seems far too low. But then every week he's just like, oh, he's got 16, and it just doesn't ever seem to stop. So
yeah, okay. So a lot of people talking about the Gillespie thing. Real quick, I know people were freaking out. The Nuggets, I believe, only had one game this past game week. It was against the Clippers, which was a bad guard matchup for Gillespie, who is my size, to be out there. And I think in the close game, he didn't play. But I think everybody's like, oh, he's out of the rotation. It was legit one game. Now, if he doesn't play in either of the games this weekend, then we can revisit that and be like, okay, he's a terrible play. But I think right now, I'm gonna continue to assume that he's in there. But I wouldn't freak out too much. And it's Hershey says, when Gillespie Muse. You're absolutely right. We need to create that Twitter account. All right. I think that's enough of me saying like, hey, here's who I'm playing. So let's remind the people, like the stream, subscribe, hashtag George, throw that in the chat, and then we'll start hitting your questions and answers. So drop your questions into the chat now. George and I will take a crack at them using some Sorare data stuff in our own brains. Also, I want to shout out, I don't know if you saw this today, George, Billy Jackson, Mr. Top Tier Projections himself, took down the super rare champ competition, and he won a Siakam super rare, a Josh Richardson unique, and then $900, which we love. Yeah. We love that. So shout out him. All right, let's go. We've got a couple of questions here. Torb, our man Torb from Germany's here. Drew Holiday or D'Lo? So Torb, I'm just going to tell you right now, Drew Holiday, I think is fine. I think he's safe. I liked him more when we were like, oh, maybe Jalen's not going to play or Porzingis is not going to play. But both of those guys are ruled in, so that caps his upside. We still don't have the news on LeBron yet. And if LeBron sits, D'Lo is going to take a million shots. And they are playing the Trailblazers, so he should be fine. I think I actually kind of lean D'Lo here. Do you want to spat on this a little bit while I look for their names?
I would normally say D'Lo, but I think Drew Holiday's cap has come down to such a point now where it's like, it's in the low 30s now-ish. And I feel like he has had games now where he's starting to hit the 50 mark. And Jaylen Brown is coming off of that illness. If he does sit one of these two games, this week I'd probably land on the Drew Holiday side. It gut feeling, but you could go either way.
I will say Drew Holiday does project a little bit better. So there you go. So Torb, I think I lean D'Lo, but everybody else, including George and the fucking robot brain numbers, say Holiday. So there you go. Lutex saying, should I play Jeremy Grant or Franz Wagner? You know what? Grant scores 35 points sometimes, but then gets like 1 rebound and 1 assist. He's got a cap of 31 and a projection of 38. So there you go. Wagner has a cap of 31 and projection of 31. So Grant projects a lot better. I don't know why I like Franz, but
I think he's saying limited and rare as if he's going to play them in the in-season tournament. Is my guess. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think
but
you're
if
right.
if that's the case, I'd always go, if they're that close, I'd go for the rare card just because you've got the 10% boost. So it could be a couple of points. But yeah,
I like that. Levi's saying Vooch or JB. Vooch revenge game against the Magic, right? Cap of 37, projection of 36. Jalen has a cap of 35 and a projection of 36. I'd go Vooch for revenge, right?
100%. Vooch will be in my lineups 100%.
All right. Courtside's asking about Kevin Herter or Giddey. Do you have a lean on either one of the? I'll pull these up, but you have a take on either of these? I know Herter's been shooting the lights out.
Yeah, Herter's such a sort of streaky player. He's hot and cold at points, and right now he seems to be quite hot. Is it Velvet Thunder? Is that what he was named last year?
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. Where am I thinking of Velvet Thunder from?
I like Velvet Thunder, though. That's nice.
Velvet Thunder, yeah, it's sticking in my head from something. But no, the fact that Giddey's 25, it seems we're going to get a Giddey game soon, and it just has to happen. It's like the Zion one. It's going to come at some point. So I would play Giddey on the hope that it comes.
And Herter has to hit 4 threes, 5 threes, right? Where Giddey can get you 8 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. You know, he can give you some Ben Simmons kind of. I know we were talking about, is Gillespie out? And if he is Jalen Pickett the guy? Oops, that's not how you spell Pickett. They don't throw spaces in there. Oh, that's not how you spell. Let me just sort like this then. Okay, Jalen Pickett's not projecting. So there you go.
Yeah. Andrew Laird over at Sorare Data is not a big fan. Oh, no, it might be the minutes. Could be the minutes. Could be the minutes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Cap of 4 and a projection of 13. There you go. There's your Jalen Pickett, Daniel. Crushed it. All right, let me catch up here. Jared Allen or Jabari Smith Jr.? Man, I've been kind of disappointed with Jared Allen. I know he's been on a little bit of a minutes restriction too. So Jabari's got a cap of 25 and a projection of 28, while Jared Allen has a cap of 25 and a projection of 31. So he projects a little bit better. Do you have like an I know better take on Jabari Smith?
No, I do not have an I know better take. Is the short answer for that. I feel again that's sort of a gut check one. Go with your gut. I'd probably lean Jared Allen, but yeah, he's not been great to start the season off so far, as what you would expect him to have been.
All right, here we go. Bosie saying pick 2 of these 3. Michael Porter Jr., who I got to tell you right off the bat, I like what he's been doing without Jamal. He's been pretty consistent. So MPJ, D'Lo, or Jaylen Brown. You got to pick 2. That's tough, man.
That is tough. I feel like it depends what you're after, Bosie. If you're after sort of a ceiling, then I think D'Lo and Jaylen Brown are the higher guys that could go and they could really get the high numbers. But if you want a consistent, like this is the bank, Michael Porter Jr., and then I'd probably go Jaylen Brown for that in terms of that argument of the floor. But it's how adventurous are you feeling? If
you're talking about floor, we're not talking about D'Lo. That's for damn sure. 3DK55 says Dario Saric, who's got 1 game against OKC. Now, George, you have to answer this because you're fresh off of winning a Harry Barnes here. Harry Barnes 2 games or Saric 1 game?
Harrison Barnes is in my lineup, so I'm gonna have to go Harrison Barnes.
Ride or die Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes has a projection of
a ride or die Harrison Barnes is not where I want to be, but yeah.
No, dude, come on. That's +5 on that cap right there. Saric has been playing pretty good, too. He's got, it's a pretty close projection. No, fuck it. We're going Barnes. All right, Maddie Gallimore is saying, I'm assuming this is Scotty Barnes, not Harrison, but this is how good Scotty Barnes has been playing, is that we're saying Scotty Barnes or Ant-Man.
Is his cap the same as Ant-Man? Oh my God, his cap is 48.
Yeah, it's the steals and blocks, dude. He's been averaging like 3.5 to 4 stocks a game, which is just like +12 off the bat, right? I don't love the matchup against the Celtics, but then they do get the Pistons on their second game, so that's fine. I'm sorry though. I think it's Anthony. They only have 1 game though.
Yeah, I cannot believe his cap is 48. I still think it's Anthony Edwards, even though it's 1 game, because just Anthony Edwards. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know he'd be 48, so maybe he has been on a heater. And if guys are on form, I'd play the guy on form. So again, either way is going to be great for you, mate. Sorry, that's a cop out of an answer, but yeah, it is what it is.
There we go. Wait, 2 Generic says here to be part of the 200 plus. You're damn right, 2 Generic. Everybody go share this. We're 71 away. 71 away. We still got like 35 minutes left up in here. We can get this. We started the show at 75. We're at 130. All we got to do is do it again. Get up over 200, and let's give away a second rare tier. So go share this stuff. All right, Fox and Colin Gillespie or Bobby Portis and Zach LaVine, the disgruntled Zach LaVine after all these trade talks. They've got Orlando tonight. Fox has the highest ceiling of all 4 of these guys. I don't think that's a hot take, but Gillespie definitely has the lowest floor. So I think this is an adventurous take. If you want to go for a ceiling, go Fox, and hopefully Gillespie gets you 20, Fox gets you 70. But I don't know. I feel like the answer is Portis and LaVine, right?
Yeah, I think as well, because I had Bobby Portis last week, if Giannis misses a game, Bobby Portis is there for like 20 and 10, and he'll solidly map that up for you. So I'd go Bobby Portis and Zach LaVine.
Yeah, and they have 2 good matchups against the Hornets and then the Mavs.
Matchups, yeah.
Yeah, LaVine doesn't have a great matchup. He's playing the Heat, who he could end up on. So let's see. Let's scroll up here. Gillespie or Jokic? Jesus Christ.
How do you pronounce? I was gonna try and say his name, and then I was like, "There's no chance."
You just gotta say it confidently, and nobody questions you. And I've learned that from hosting trivia, or you probably call it quiz. Do you call it quiz bowl, quiz master?
Quiz nights, like
quiz nights,
quiz master. Yeah.
All right, so
trivia will go down there as well.
Yeah, so you just say like poi, you just like poi big poo, and then you just move on. You got to say it quickly and move around. Aaron, let's go. Aaron, top of the leaderboard right now in that in-season tournament, or up near the top. We got Tatum or Scotty Barnes. We got to stop doing this. This is crazy. It's Tatum.
It's
right.
Tatum.
It's Tatum.
Yeah, it's Tatum. It's Tatum. It's thank you for your question, and we move on.
Yeah, it's gotta be Tatum. Listen. I love Scotty Barnes too. I've made a lot of money off Scotty Barnes so far. All right, let's go. I'm way behind here. People are saying smart to miss multiple weeks. That's how far behind I am. All right, Tari Eason. We haven't talked about Tari Eason in a while. Is he actually out there playing meaningful minutes right now? He's got a cap of 24 and a projection of 20. Grant Williams, the sharpshooter, cap of 22, projection of 21. So Grant is the one who projects better. They've got games against the Bucks and the Light the Beam Kings. I feel like I would lean Grant here. Is that where you are?
Yeah, especially from Tari Eason, the fact that his game 2 projection, they're already taking his minutes off of him by that point. So it's not a safe bet in terms of he's getting that second option. So Grant Williams, definitely.
That's fair. I like that. Keon Chu says Bane, Durant, or Tatum. I want to see. I bet Durant projects a little bit better than Tatum. Yeah, here you go. Cap of 46, projection of 45. Tatum with the cap of 46 and a projection of 44. They both have 2 games. And for whatever reason, the logo's not loading for the Suns. I know they play the Jazz tonight.
It's the Jazz twice. They're playing the Jazz twice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm riding with. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan. I love Jason Tatum, but Kevin Durant.
I think Kevin Durant is the guy I'd go. If you're going to go spicy, though, I think Desmond Bane in that matchup that he's going to have with the Spurs is someone that you can look at. But I think KD's going to be the safer play against the Jazz.
Wow, that Desmond Bane is spicy. Like wait, hold on. Let me sort for him here instead. Okay, cap of 45, projection 45. I mean, they all project right around the same. So there you go. I didn't realize his cap was that high too. Oh, there I was like scrolling. I assumed he was way lower. And hey, yeah, they got the Spurs and the Celtics. So I mean, I'm assuming he gets it against the Spurs.
I have a question, and I've seen a couple of things in the chat for it as well.
Yeah.
In terms of for the Lakers for the 2 games that they've got, as a proud Anthony Davis MVP owner, how is your sort of gut feeling that he's going to play both games full minutes? No doubt?
So I was nervous. I watched all that Kings game because I had a lot of AD exposure, and it definitely looked like he got dinged up. I felt pretty good that he was listed as probable heading into today, so I don't think it was too serious. I just think he got off to a slow start, and it wasn't going to be his night. They don't play back to back, so they play tonight and then they play late Sunday against the Rockets. I'm fine. I'm fine with AD. I'm nervous because I wish I had. That's not true. Actually, they play the Blazers tonight. I'm glad tonight's the in-season game. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Why?
I say that because there's a couple of lineups of mine where I'm tempted to put a Jackson Hayes in.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to suddenly start getting minutes because he played well, like one half, like 15-minute section of his game was good. But I think if AD sits, he then becomes quite an interesting option because his cap is 5. And then the other one with it as well is if LeBron sits one of these games, whenever LeBron sits, it seems Cam Reddish does. He becomes like a 30-point Sorare guy. I think he's an interesting option. I saw someone talking about Cam Reddish in the chat. So yeah, I think Cam Reddish, just watch out for what LeBron is and then go off of that.
Well, and I'll even say, I mean, Cam's been playing well enough that I think even without people missing games, like he's earned those minutes. I know Prince is back, but like they kept him in the starting lineup. Like even with LeBron and AD, they kept him in the starting lineup. And I mean, you need him to hit threes for him to get there, but he's like frisky enough on the defensive end that as long as he picks you up a couple of steals, if he gets you like 2 steals and a block, all of a sudden he's there no matter what. So yeah, I don't hate that. All right, I'm trying to catch up here. For some reason, all of the comments on my like StreamYard are loading in twice. So it's like insanity right now looking at this. All right, so Brunson or Butler? Jimmy Butler playing like it's April. Jimmy Butler is a playoff madman right now in the way that he's playing. They've only got one game. It's against Chicago, which is good. He's got a cap at 36 and a projection of 41. Brunson has the Atlanta matchup tonight and then the Hornets later this weekend. So Butler projects a little bit better, but if you are someone, it's close enough that if you're like a 2-game guy that could use that as a tiebreaker, I don't know. Where are you going between those two?
I'm going to go for the Jalen Brunson matchup again. The Wizards game right now is just looking too tasty for it. So
I know
it's probably going to be Jalen Brunson for it, but if you watch that game, expect to be infuriated by Julius Randle stealing the ball off him. But yeah.
All right, guys, this is what I'm going to do. My StreamYard is crazy right now. So I scrolled all the way to the bottom. If I didn't answer your question, I apologize. You're going to have to throw it in the chat again, but it's the least you can do, okay? I'm giving away free shit here. But my StreamYard's broken. But speaking of StreamYard, like the stream, subscribe, #George. We're up to 135, baby. 65 away to give away a second one. We've got 30 minutes to go. Like this stream, subscribe to the channel, put #George in there. I would love to give away a second rare tier card, so go ahead and do that. All right, let's catch up. Let's see what I got here. Is Highsmith too risky with one game? Yes. I'm just going to answer this. Yes, because I still like Highsmith. I think he's good. It's for winning basketball games. However, Caleb Martin's returning. I just would be a little bit nervous. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Rocco or Paul Reed? I mean, if you're playing Paul Reed, you're just hoping Embiid sits, right? Would you lean Rocco here, George?
Yeah, Rocco's your safer gamble. That's the only way I can describe that one. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think with no Batum, I'm fine with that. I think I would just go Rocco. This is a fun one. I'm even saying Sabonis or LaMelo. And I think Sabonis is probably going to project better. He's been playing great. He's got a cap of 41 and a projection of 47. LaMelo, I believe. Oh, no. LaMelo actually projects 1 point better. I thought it was going to be a hot take, but I don't think it is.
It's that Bucks game. It's the Bucks game where he's projecting well. Like they're playing the Knicks, and he won't do as well in that game. It will be the Bucks one. But I think if you're going to watch that game as well, 100% pick the LaMelo one because he is going to cook. He will, like whoever they throw on him, unless it's Giannis, but they're not going to do that. It's going to be yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Levine is still performing or head to a new team already. Oh, he's not heading to a new team yet. He's not heading to his new team yet. I think he's still gonna. Be out there trying to showcase his talent so we can get to a new team. Jamie, I think we're going to have the same comment we had about the last Jalen Brunson question, that Brunson on the Wizards is probably going to be used as a tiebreaker. Also, the Grizzlies just look fucked, man. They look so bad right now. Herder, we talked about, and I'm just going to, George, you want to go to your guy Clarkson on this, right?
Yeah, I just think as well, he's been playing well. The Suns are a little bit here and there at the moment. They don't really have their set defensive structures in their play. So I think Jordan Clarkson will be the move for that one, mate.
Okay, I think this was a test. He's saying he wants to know how much I love Mark Williams because he's saying Mark Williams, D'Lo, or Spicy P, Pascal Siakam. That is Siakam. I don't think we can, right? I'm not on drugs, right? That's Siakam?
It probably is Siakam, but Mark Williams is the D'Lo and Mark Williams are both good in that respect, but it's Siakam.
I feel like I've almost like slipped medicine into everybody's like food for the last like year about Mark Williams, because I do think no one knew who Mark Williams was, and now everyone's like, dude, Mark Williams or AD, who are you taking?
You part of his PR team. That's where we're seeing.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
get Mark Williams shout outs to
Yeah.
Zakarian at the end.
Get ready for a new Chris Haynes tweet about Mark Williams. Germ's doing some alliteration on us. He's saying Sadiq Bey, Malachi Branham, or Marvin Bagley, who I know Marvin Bagley's got the Q tag, although I think he's going to play of an illness. Branham, I'm kind of excited about with no Devin Vassell, no Trey Jones. Sadiq Bey is clearly in third place for me here. I don't know. What about you?
Sadiq Bey, if he catches heat, is always the move out of these three, but Branham 100%. I don't know what's going on with the Pistons. I saw an Underdog tweet where they was like, Bagley is back from illness or is ill. And then it was like Kevin Knox was wearing a starting jersey. And I'm like, what is going on? We are not at the end of the season yet. How is this happening? But...
Dude, so real quick about Kevin Knox. I know you're not supposed to interact in the general channel of the So Rare Discord. But I did, and I learned that Kevin Knox a tier 2 reward this past game week.
That is, if that's a card swap, if there has ever been a case.
Okay, is that a card swap story?
Well, no, I would no. If I got a tier 2 in the current environment, and I got given, and I sat there, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to get? And it comes up like forward guard from the Pistons, and I'm thinking, oh, Cade Cunningham, and Kevin Knox appears. Yeah, there are going to be limbs thrown for it. So
I would quit the platform. I think, and I'm not encouraging that. I want you to sign up using our link. But if I got a tier 2, like I had the super rare contest, you got a tier 2, and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Knox.
I think that the only reason in my head is because I even looked at this when I was like, oh, he's wearing the starter's jersey. I was like, oh, damn, what's his L10? It must be quite low. And it was like 24. And I think it's because like the last 3 games he played for the Blazers at the end of the year when they was like, just anyone can get minutes. Like the lunch lady was going to come on the shot and sit in the corner. Like, I think that's what spiked it. And then they've probably just put him back in the reward pool. And the data has just been like, oh, he scores quite well. Tier 2 him. But,
yeah. All right, these are 2 guys that you like, or I don't know if you like, but Jordan Poole or Dinwiddie. Who are you taking here from Rob, our guy Rob?
If you think Jordan Poole's Riz is going to really carry him through tonight and score 35 points, Rob, go for the Jordan Poole factor. But if not, Spencer Dinwiddie's probably a safer bet.
I think I would go with Poole too. Poole's got the ceiling. I'm looking for ceiling. Garland, Jalen Green, Josh Giddey, PJ Dub. You got to pick 2 of these. Man, there's so much information I need. Like if Donovan Mitch is out, right? You're just like, oh, Garland's my first pick here.
I would pick. Yeah, I'd if Mitchell's out, Garland's 100% your first pick, and then it's probably for me. I'd take Giddey, but then if not, it'd be Giddey and PJ Washington. So
yeah,
I hope that helps you. I really do.
That's exactly how I would rank them too. Levi said, "Do you know what So Rare are doing with these new rare rewards?" Levi, you know what? I think I actually do, but I also don't think I'm allowed to say anything. So there you go. I can't tell you, mainly because I do think there's like a 70% chance I'm wrong. So, but either way, whatever they're tweaking, I'm excited about. I'm excited.
They're giving out Kevin Knox's at tier 2s. That's their new reward plan.
Dude, I know. I can appreciate that they were like, hey, these rare rewards are fucked. We got to pick something. So I'm thankful that they figured that out. All right, let me try to. I'm sorry if I missed anything. Mickey Foo says, any Rockets worth anything? Yeah, sure. They're all worth a little bit of something, right? I like, Şengün. Şengün's my Rocket, man.
Well, the limited time I watched of the Rockets v Denver game, he was just getting his ass handed to him by Jokic. But then apparently he pulled it back. So
no, Şengün, I love Şengün, but yeah, I mean, I think that happens to everybody who plays.
Yeah, that's not really a slam getting dunked, like getting ruined by Jokic. You're like, damn, how embarrassing is that?
Yeah, go ask Paul George, who had to cover him in the last game. Grote saying, out of these guys, out of Portis, Hawkins, Melton, and Pirtle, who do you take if you can only take one? Wow. So we haven't talked about Hawkins. That's the only one I think out of all of these guys. I don't know who are you taking in this?
I would run on the. It's Portis or Melton for me, but I'd probably lean Portis. I think Portis has the highest ceiling out of all of them on the premise of that Giannis sits one of these games. But even then, he can still get you 20 to 30. Melton's the same. I think they're all in that realm. So I'd say Portis.
Yeah, I think I'd go Melton and then Portis, but it's like a coin flip. Also, this is how bad Cade Cunningham has been. So is it Cade or is it my name is Jonas? Cade's
Valanciunas.
I know, dude. I mean, so Cade projects better. Jonas has Denver, which I don't think is a great matchup because I think he's going to go out being like, I'm actually better than Jokic, and he's going to end up in foul trouble. And then Minnesota, which is Rudy. So I think this is Cade both on upside and on floor, but I get it. I get the question.
100% Cade.
All right, let's another reminder because we're at 140, 60 to go, bitches. Let's make this happen. Like the stream, subscribe, hashtag George. Go share this on Twitter, on Reddit, on whatever QAnon sites you guys are on. Just go share it so that we can get up over 200 so I can go further into debt. All right, let me see what else we got here. Michael Porter Jr. or DeAndre Ayton. I feel like DeAndre. Yeah, you go DeAndre, right?
Yeah, I'd go DeAndre.
Yeah, I think I would too, which is kind of crazy. Let's see.
I just saw a comment at the bottom is, do you trust the Patrick Beverley 21 points projection? And I'm like, man, is this your first time? There's no way. It's like the quote that he said in this thing was like, I'm your favorite NBA player's #1 pick.
Yeah.
Like, you sure as shit ain't on Sorare. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I do not trust. I would say with the cap of 11, I would ding that projection down to 15. So if you want 15 from that guy, fine. But 21 makes me real nervous. All right, people are saying Jalen Green. I think it would cook. All right, go get your Jalen Green. I'm even saying we haven't talked about either of these guys, and I think they both have been projecting okay. So Paulo has a cap of 34, the projection of 36, and Ingram over here with the cap of 37, a projection of 41. I've been watching a lot of Pelicans games while I've been tilting Zion. It seems like Ingram's their first go-to offensive guy, and I hate that, but it does seem like that's how they're doing it.
Yeah, so I think I'd like to say Banchero, but the Orlando Magic have been a very strange team to watch. Now, I can't say I've sat there and watched every single minute of basketball that they've watched this year, but I'll watch the extended highlights, and they just seem a bit funky on offense right now, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if Bol Bol's left like a curse on them, and I think that might be it. But I think Banchero will project well, and he'll still be a solid pick, but I've got more faith in Ingram is what I'd say.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I would lean Ingram, but I think both of those are fine. Mobley or Levine? I'm like infatuated with Mobley in the sense that I like that he can get blocks and steals. He's got a cap of 36 and a projection of 36. Levine, cap of 32 and a projection of 38. So Levine definitely projects better. He's probably safer too because he gets buckets. Mobley, you could get 6 points from Mobley, or you could get 18. And if you get you 18, that means you're going to crush because he does everything else. But if he gets you a 6-point night, it's tough.
Yeah, it's the flip on Zach LaVine. You mean like Zach LaVine dropped a 50-point game. You're like, damn, what's he going to get? And he's like 52 because he does nothing else with the ball but can score. But yeah,
he get 52 and a turnover. Big saying Bane or SGA. All right, it's got to be SGA.
Shout out Big. I remember Big is an OG season 1 NBA player.
Man.
I remember Big in the streets for a while.
Big's always in the chat. Bane projects better. Wow.
Bane, I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer of an SGA, but that speaks to how good Desmond Bane is and where the Grizzlies' current usage rate is, I'd probably say. But I think if I've got an SGA or a Bane, I'm clicking the SGA.
A couple things real quick. DeRozan just ruled in. Caruso ruled in. Jose Alvarado still out. So there you go. That's our injury update so far. Also, Luis put it in the chat. I missed it, Luis. Mossy's up in here. Good to see you, Mossy. Goga, who's still out there doing some work, or is it Dario Saric? We haven't looked up Goga at all. I know we did look up Saric earlier. Goga with a cap of 19 and a projection of 27, while Saric's cap is 21 with a projection of 24. They only have one game. I forgot to check. The Magic have 2. So, and one against the Pacers, which is just going to be high pace fury. So you're a Goga believer, right?
Yeah, I think Goga's been stealing the minutes. So I think everyone was like, and me included, thought it was going to be like Mo Wagner season. Like that's where the minutes were going to go. But Goga's been taking them. So yeah, I'd go Goga on that run.
Yeah. Melvin, we haven't looked up Lori at all either. I know we've talked about Scotty at length here, but Lori with the cap of 43 and a projection of 44. Scotty with the cap of 48. Still can't get over that. So Lori projects better value-wise. I think the thing I like about Scotty, and that would I'd probably use Scotty. And it's as long as cap's not a thing. If you're not worried about cap, what I like about Scotty is that he's just such a good steals and blocks guy. So he can get there so many different ways, where Lori, you need him to get 25 and 10.
Yeah, I think the Laurie Marketing has been like, if you remember, at this point last year, everyone was like, Laurie Marketing, the best power forward in the world, and now it's like completely different for it. But yeah, Scotty on that sense. But if cap's an issue, go Laurie 100%.
Yeah, Isaiah Joe, I'll just speak to him quickly. Like, I know he's only going to hit 3-pointers, so he's going to cap a 16 and projection of 16. They got 2 games, and one against the Warriors that should be pretty high pace, fast paced, and then they've got Blazers too. So I don't hate it, man. If that's like your best play there, go for it. All right, Zeely, this one's I'll give this to you. Giddy and beyond. Oh, so okay, this is just Giddy or Cade.
He was really excited and then was like, oh no, this is just like an easier one for it. I think I'd go Cade and Biyombo. I think that's just the better one for it.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is this real? Jamie's saying you get to watch they have a game every single night on TNT?
So I'm not going to get in and start bashing broadcasters for it, but Sky Sports over here had the rights for the NBA for quite a while, and we're basically just like, yeah, we might show a game, but we'll show a West Coast one at 4 a.m. for everyone in the UK to watch. And then a company called BT Sport, who now are TNT Sports, were like, yeah, we're going to take the basketball on, and we're going to show like friendly times for people that actually want to stay up and watch these games. So yeah, it's been a good start so far for like the smaller audience that is always growing in the UK.
Oh, all right, hold on, Zeely. All right, Zeely was saying, sorry, it was Giddy and Biyombo or Cade and Reed. That makes more sense. I think that's pretty clearly Giddy and Biyombo, right?
Yes, that clearly is. Yeah, well done for clarifying yourself there.
Yes, yeah.
We've helped you win, so that's how it goes.
That was good. All right, what about Gledger putting Jackson Hayes in all his lineups? You still feeling it?
Gledger, there, I'm getting called out. That's like the name that I was running with on like some of the nickname stuff for it. That's an OG there. Jackson Hayes, yeah, I did delete all of my lineups like going into this. It was like AD probable, and I was like, oh man, I've done the recording now. I think I'm probably going to run. I'll run with him in maybe contender, because there is a chance his AD he gets injured, but yeah, you know.
Okay. Alan, I pulled up Dean Wade here, as Zach Lowe calls him, the law firm. He's got a cap of 10 and a projection of 15, so there you go. Gary Trent Jr. is fine, Gooner. You just need him to hit shots. Like, he's not going to do anything else, so you need him to hit shots. Pirtle, we talked about a little bit, so he still projects really well. But long-term, some Toronto natives are a little bit nervous about what he's going to do. But his cap's all the way down to 23, so, I mean, you can lock and load with Jakob.
Are those Toronto natives TST? Is that what we're going?
No. Well, he's a TST. He's a different TST. Top Shot Tesla. All right. What do you think about Craig Porter Jr., Torrey Craig, or Michael Porter Jr.? Is that what we're saying?
Is this where you need to do your Porter Jr. drop?
Oh, is that what we did? We'll do a Porter Jr. drop, even though Kevin Porter Jr. is in it. Yeah, we'll do that. Hold on. Where is it? We'll give you a little. We're the Porters.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Great drop. It's a great drop. Badavan and George, you guys can talk offline.
Don't want to dox the man. What a line that is. Yeah.
All right, David. What's up, David? David saying Jared Allen or Austin Reeves. We haven't talked about Reeves at all. Reeves has a cap of 26 and a projection of 26. I forget. I think Allen projects a little bit better, but if you want to roll the dice like, hey, LeBron misses one of these games, then I like Austin Reeves.
Just every time I hear Austin Reeves at the start of the season, I remember I DM'd like a bunch of guys that make Sorare content. I was like, can you give me like who you think is going to be the best play this year? And I think you was coming back off something. You just sent me like a video, man, like the biggest PR Austin Reeves fan of all time, being like, he's going to take over the NBA. He's the MVP. Pick him. I was like, okay. Well,
dude, George, just so like the people know, I thought again, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if I was getting ready to go to like Ireland. It was right around that time. I thought you were getting videos from everybody. And so I was like, "Oh, hey, this is part of his video." So, but
You know
you
what?
said you were doing a video.
Out of the like, I think I asked like 10 people, and only 2 people thought that I was do the videos. So I had like videos back from people, and I was like, I don't know what to do here, because I was like, it's really appreciated you took the time, and I was like, oh, okay, right.
It was funny.
We're gonna roll with this way.
Josh, yeah, Momentum Labs was not able to update this weekend, but it was for a good reason. Like it's fine. It'll be back up on Monday. Good stuff happening in the Momentum Labs universe, but they had to take this weekend off. So we knew ahead of time. That's why we're using some Sorare data. But yeah. All right, the Wagner Bros and the good start of Dennis makes us bullish on the NBA. There we go. We got some German love in there. CP Tree, you know what? I would go. So he says Chris Paul or Jared Allen with Steph being upgraded to questionable. I think I'm just gonna rock with Jared Allen. Because I mean, even without Steph, Chris Paul's been bad, right?
Chris Paul has looked like a man that's 38 or 39 now.
Yeah.
You know, like when you get those things where you're like, I can't believe LeBron plays like this at 38 years old, 39 years old. Chris Paul is a man that you can very much believe is 38.
Bick. Wait, hold on. I missed a couple questions actually. What do you think about Garland? Dude, I don't know about Garland. It's hard to project if I think somebody's going to play or not. I don't know. I would just hope we get that information soon. No word on Embiid or Donovan yet. Don't have anything like that. Bick saying Keldon, Big Body Johnson, or Shaden Sharp. I didn't mean to go back there. Let me go back. I feel like I kind of like Shaden Sharp here. Keldon's got a projection of 32 and a cap of 34. Shaden, though, so they both have like the same projection. I don't know. Do you have a lean here?
I'd probably go Shaden Sharp. I think he's got the higher upside for it. That's probably where I'd go. But yeah, they're 6 and 1 and half a dozen of the other. That's where you're gonna go.
Come on, I feel Alpha. I don't know who Vince Williams is, man. I do not know that man. Who is that from the? No, is it the Grizzlies? Oh,
yeah. That's not looking like a play this week.
Yeah, he's not projecting. He's got a projection of 0.
Yeah.
All right, Pirtle and yeah, we talked about them. Pick 2, he says Booker, James, KD, and Bam. So, man, I love.
I actually think that's quite easy.
Okay, hit me.
I think that's Booker and Bam, just because I think Devin Booker in that team when he's been playing alongside KD, it's not like it's been KD's team. It's still been Devin Booker's ball. He's the one that's sort of done it, and they've got 2 games against the Jazz for it. And I think Bam has been on such a sort of heater at the moment. I know Bam's only got 1 game, but it's against Chicago, I think.
Yep.
And I mean, they're going to have DeRozan, Levine, and Vucevic. And when that all goes wrong, it will just separate because it will go wrong. And Bam will just take over Vucevic like you'd expect.
Yeah, I like that. I like Bam. Bam's been really good. Like even Bam's bad games, like last night, were still pretty solid. And it wasn't a bad game. Like it wasn't Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler went off. So I like Bam. I really like LeBron and KD or Booker's ceiling. Like I think those 3 ceilings are higher than Bam's this game week, especially because you have KD and Booker playing the Jazz twice. So you don't even need them to go off in the same game. So I totally agree with you. I think Booker's my guy. Bam's probably a close second, but I would put, I don't know. And even if LeBron plays, LeBron's been so freaking good, man. I'm not going to pick. I agree with you that it's Booker, and then I won't give you a second one because I don't believe in myself. Bernard saying thoughts on Santi Aldama, who's been playing pretty well. I don't know why I give him an Irish accent, even though he's Spanish. But he's got a cap of 16 and a projection of 28. I feel like we should have been talking about him earlier. How do we feel about Santi?
That projection's up against a matchup of Victor Wembanyama, so I'm not sure how far I trust that. But
that's true.
the Grizzlies are low on depth, so I think some of their guys. The reason I'm not going with Jaren Jackson Jr. is it seems that whenever he has no supporting cast, he seems to completely crumble. So,
He's been so bad. Irish Spanish accent, that space. I know. Yeah, he has been so bad. It's been tough to watch. Both of them. I mean, just the Grizzlies in general have been a tough hang. All right. People saying Garland's got to play at this rate. I don't know if that's true. It's Hershey. Wait, for some reason, my so rare data said he was plus 12. Oh, that's talking about Vince Williams. Yeah, sorry, dude. Is D Rose a play? Listen, I know there's no Marcus Smart. I'm not.
We're reaching this stage of the stream now. It's like, is Derrick Rose the play? Derrick Rose is, unless it's the final game of the season on his career, it's probably never going to be the play.
I know. We got Jaden Springer to the moon taken here. Kevin Knox or Georges Niang. Jesus Christ.
Alpha, are things okay? Like Kevin Knox or Yang. A minute ago, it was, I can't even remember the guy's name, Williams Jr. Like, there needs to be a level of where are we going with this?
Kevin Knox's cap is 26.
That's because for the lot. It was for the last 3 games of the Blazers when they was just like, yeah, do you know what? Anyone just do whatever, and that was it.
Also, I know Desmond Bane's been wild. It's AD, man. It's AD.
The last 3 questions we've had there are just like, what? Wow. Okay.
I know, but that's how good Bane has been. I get it, Bane.
But that's so rare. This is what so rare questions will do at the point of it, where you're just like, yeah, Kevin Knox or Niang, come sign up to So Rare NBA.
It breaks you. All right, here we go. Like the stream, subscribe, but hashtag George. We're going to give away 1 rare tier card. We're 57 away. I don't think we're going to get there. RJ Barrett officially out, which probably impacts nothing except unless you're playing RJ. We still don't have the Donovan Mitchell news. I know people are asking about Mitchell and Garland. We still don't have it. We still don't have Joel Embiid yet either, which is frustrating. I know. But get these likes in, the subscribes, hashtag George. George, tell the people where can they find you? I'm going to drop a link to some of your stuff in the show. In the chat right now. But talk a little bit about some of the content you guys are doing.
Absolutely. So over on the Swingman podcast over on YouTube, obviously, as the name pertains, we have our NBA podcast that we do. It's me, myself, and I, and a few friends that we talk about the NBA in general. A couple of guys from the UK. We've been doing it now for a couple of years now. So come and say hello over there. And then also you'll get 2 or 3 So Rare videos from me every single week on my lineups, and then something on topic of sort of players that I think are going to be good. What I'd be doing if I was starting So Rare. There's going to be a couple of other series that I'm going to launch. But yeah, come check that out. And then obviously over on Twitter at George_St. Ledger to chat all things NBA and So Rare and all that rubbish. So yeah.
There we go. So drop both links here to the YouTube channel. Go check out the Swingman Pod, and then also go follow George over there on Twitter. I really appreciate George being down to come on. A couple of things that we'll shut out here, and then we'll hit a couple more questions. We'll double check the injury news and then give away a rare tier card. We do this show. If this is your first time here, we do Live Before Lock on Mondays and Fridays at 5:30. George and I also do a show on Wednesday called I think we should change it from the So Rare Sharps to the self-proclaimed So Rare Sharps. I was thinking about that.
Until I stop my winning streak.
That's true.
At the minute, we are the So Rare Sharps.
You know
and
what?
When I hit that bum week, then we change it.
The So Rare Sharp and the self-proclaimed So Rare Sharp. But we do that every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we do that live as well. So come hang out, and we kind of try to tackle a couple of big picture So Rare NBA things and shoot the shit about that. Also, I do like a daily show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. The NBA Bit, just breaking down all of the basketball that's happening the night before and coming up the night after. So come check that stuff out. We appreciate everyone being here. This really is a lot of fun. This is my favorite show to do. I love doing this show, and I'm always appreciative of the guests that come on and do it. So George, thank you. On Monday, I think Monday might be the return of TST, and Ghost will be here next week. And also we'll shout out So Rare Data for letting us, I didn't ask, but for letting us use their projections on stream. For Momentum Labs for having a fun announcement that you'll hear soon. And also, again, our top tier projections, our big friend Billy, who's just king of the world right now. And I've never been more jealous of someone who was like right before the season, you know what? I think I'm going to focus on super rare.
Yeah. It's a smart play. It was a smart play.
At first I was like, oh, that is a smart play. Just because he was like, the competition, it's a little bit not easier, but you're not going against 1,000 people. You're going against like 400 people. But it was also a smart play because of the rewards.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I think that's it. Unless anybody else has any last minute questions. Someone saying Max Strus or John Collins. Man, go ahead.
Max Drews is what I'd lean on. I haven't trusted John Collins since like 2021. So, yeah.
Ooh, here we go. Donovan Mitchell ruled out. Darius Garland ruled in. Wow. So Mitchell out, Darius Garland in. I thought that was going to be the other way. Darius Garland becomes a smash play now. What is his cap real quick? Like his cap's only 29 too. Let's look at the market. What's Darius Garland at?
I mean, that's exactly what I went for.
Wow. I forget who's Cleveland's playing Detroit too. 122. I honestly might go get this right now.
Yeah, they're all getting like 6 just got snapped off.
No, okay. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. We're gonna be wow. Darius Garland. That becomes the play. Wow. That's great. LeVert cap too high or good now? No, I mean LeVert still is a great play because you got to think like LeVert's been solid even with Garland and Mitchell, and now you have one of them out, and Mitchell's like Garland is more of a facilitator too than Mitchell. Mitchell just chucks, man.
There's the lineup set in 13 minutes, and there's no news on Embiid, and he's in my in-season tournament. I don't know. It's just like
that's tough. Hey, and real quick, somebody asked about Dean Wade. Dean Wade is going to be the one who is starting for Mitchell. Do I still have Dean Wade, or is that I've been giving away cards that immediately pop. I think Dean Wade I gave away last week. Right? Let's see.
That sucks if that's so.
Wow. It looks like Wesley Matthews is being given away tonight. Wow. Give me DiVincenzo, Jeb. That's wow. What a fun way to end it, though. So, all right, Mitchell out. I'm just thinking I do a lot of underdog drafts, and I'm going to tell you right now, I bet I just took so much of them, too. Let's see.
Is it that I cannot financially recover from this? Is that where I need to?
Well, I mean, luckily what they do is they you can get a late swap if they were like questionable going into the night. So that is nice. But so maybe I'll get some Garland. We'll get some Garland in there. But whoo. Anyways, all right. Let's last call. Like the stream, subscribe. # George. We got 142 entrants. Did we get any new subs today? Did we ladder up a little bit? Yeah, it looks like we picked up a few. Thanks to everyone for being here.
Go.
All right, let's spin it. Here we go. If you win, shoot me a DM at Mike Zakarian on Twitter, or if you can't DM me, just tag me, get in the Discord. Just find a way. Ellery Lively. I think this is a new name. Ellery Lively. I think this is a new name.
I like that. That's a nice name to say.
Right? That was a great name. Congrats, Ellery, if you're still in the chat. George, anything else? We wrapping up? We good to go?
I'm 1 subscriber off of 600 on the podcast, so go and drop me a follow, a sub over there if you're not. So, but that's my shilling. But yeah,
actually, no, we'll give away a limited card if we hit 600 right now. I'll spin this thing again if we get up over 600 right now. I'm gonna drop. No. Yeah, I'm dropping the link right one more time. If we get up over 600, we'll spin this thing again. Let's see. We're at 599. Come on, you pieces of shit. Go ahead. Let's go. Oh, Josh is running out Garland, Agbaji, LeBron, Booker, and Siakam. Ooh. Wow, that's a good lineup.
That Agbaji is going to be like one of the smash picks this week. Okay, I mean, fair. The team hold has come in big. It's like 604. So
let's go.
You know what? That's more than the golf clap. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah. All right, let's spin it again. All right, so Ellery wins the rare. This is going to be for a limited card. There, Ricky Ricardo. Just subscribe. We love that. K Preemy. Or K Preem. It's probably Capreem. Kai Preem. Either way. We love it.
Enjoy the game week. Enjoy F1 Vegas. I mean, that's a whole thing we can talk about as another time. But,
losing a ton of money right now. All right, George, thanks so much for doing this, man. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Congrats to K Preem for winning the limited, for Ellery for winning the rare, and for George for getting over 600 subs. Let's go. Shout out Darius Garland. We're out of here.